When it comes to mobile phones, you must have heard about brands like Samsung or Apple. But do you know the name of the company that made the first smartphone ever? Today, we'll dissect HTC, the company that launched Android's revolution, then faded into near obscurity. How did they go from first to forgotten? Stick around because this applies to every entrepreneur riding the next big wave. HTC was founded in 1997 in Taiwan, not as a brand but as a contract manufacturer. They built laptops and PDAs for big brands like HP, Dell, and even Palm. Their strengths were engineering and speed. They were not flashy, but they could build anything. And that made them the go-to partner when the mobile world started shifting. In 2002, HTC built the first Microsoft Power smartphone. In 2005, they made the first 3G Windows phone. And by 2006, they launched their own brand of smartphones under the HTC name. They were one of the first to bet big on touchscreens, even before the iPhone. Then came the pivot of a lifetime. In 2005, Google quietly acquired Android. By 2007, the iPhone was out and Google knew that they had to respond. Google approached multiple manufacturers. While most said no, HTC said yes. In 2008, HTC launched the first Android phone in the world, the T-Mobile G1 or HTC Dream. It wasn't perfect, but it marked the beginning of Android as we know it. HTC became Google's hardware partner. They even built the Nexus One in 2010, Google's first Nexus device. They weren't just first, they controlled 24% of the US carrier market in 2011, outselling Samsung and Apple in key segments. From 2010 to 11, HTC was unstoppable. They launched HTC Desire, HTC Hero, and the iconic HTC One series. They were the #1 smartphone vendor in the US, ahead of Samsung and Apple. They had the best Android phones. They were innovating with features like HTC Sense UI, unibody metal design, Beats audio partnership, even 3D phones before it was cool. They were building the Android experience. Now let's discuss what went wrong. By 2012, the cracks started to show. First, too many models. It was confusing. Second, weak marketing. Samsung was spending billions. HTC didn't keep up. Third, missed China and budget segments. Xiaomi and others took the lead there. Fourth, no ecosystem. Unlike Apple, they didn't have any sticky services. They launched excellent products like the HTC One, M7 and M8, but the sales dropped. Then came bigger mistakes. The HTC Facebook phone in 2013. It was a clear flop. Poor camera performance at the time when the camera was everything. And the last was the internal team changes and inability to scale production and marketing together. By 2017, Google acquired part of HTC's smartphone team for $1.1 billion. That team went on to build the Pixel phones. HTC, meanwhile, slowly exited from the smartphone race. HTC's story isn't just a fall, it's a lesson in timing, focus, and adaptation. First, say yes early but scale smart. HTC said yes to Android when no one else did. That made them pioneers, but they couldn't handle the growth and competition that followed. Second, build brand, not just the product. Even great engineering needs great marketing. Samsung spent, HTC didn't. Third, focus wins. HTC made too many phones with too little differentiation. Simplicity sells. Fourth, tech without ecosystem is fragile. They built great phones but had no app store, no cloud, no loyalty loop. HTC helped create Android's future but forgot to build their own. They were the builders who stayed in the shadows. Today, they focus on VR and metaverse tech, but their smartphone chapter remains a case study in vision, execution, and missed opportunity. So if you're building something today, innovate, focus, market, and adapt. And never forget, the one who builds the future is not always the one who leads it.